What is remote work? In case you've been living under a rock, especially in the past 5 years, remote work is the practice of working from home or another location outside of an office or other workplace compounds. Remote work often involves working online and completing jobs digitally. However, remote work can, and in some instances does, occur off computers, but it is largely possible due to computers and their ability to host virtual meetings, share data, and receive information, albeit with an internet connection. Okay, so now we know what remote work is, but how did it come about? Well, remote work became possible through technological advancements over the past 15 years that have enabled workers from any distance to complete, coordinate, and collaborate on projects, products, and services. High-speed internet and cloud computing allow faster internet connections and cloud-based tools, which allows employees to access files and collaborate from anywhere. Communication and collaboration tools such as video conferencing software and project management platforms make remote teamwork efficient. Cybersecurity and remote access solutions, for example, VPNs, two-factor authentication, and encrypted communication, ensure secure remote work. A shift towards work-life balance from companies has given their workers the benefits of more flexibility, improving employee satisfaction and productivity. As well, remote work serves as a cost saving for businesses, as organizations can reduce office expenses, leading to an increase in support for the remote work and hybrid work models. Remote work has also was also strongly forced upon the workforce globally as the COVID-19 pandemic made remote work a necessity for much of the world's population. Additionally, the normalization of hybrid work has also resulted in many organizations continuing to offer a remote work or hybrid work model after recognizing the long-term benefits of such models. The integration of remote work into society over the past 10 years has had many impacts on the physical and mental health of workers, their work-life balance, the companies they work for, the economy, as well as the environment. Let's look at these impacts in detail. For societies and cultures around the world, remote work allows for more time spent with family for workers as commuting and break times are more flexible. Collaboration through remote work occurs digitally and forces workers to communicate entirely within an electronic workspace. However, this has the positive of an increased global collaboration as the workspace enables and encourages communication across the world, connecting people from different cultures regardless of geographical limitations. Remote work also serves as a more accessible workspace, as it is more flexible for people with disabilities and those who live in remote areas. However, remote work increases isolation as workers spend less time having in-person interactions, which can lead to weakened workplace culture. Workers from less developed nations or low-income areas may face a lack of reliable internet and technology, creating a bias in the quality of the workplace of remote work. Additionally, some cultures may value in-person work norms and practices more than others, resulting in a struggle to adapt to a digital environment. For the local world and economy, remote work drastically reduces the cost of creating workspaces for companies, as expenses on office spaces, utilities, and commuting are almost entirely removed. Remote work creates new business opportunities in technology, cybersecurity, and digital workspace software. Remote work also allows for companies to hire globally and expand their scope in job searching. This encourages more growth and development in regions that would otherwise lack it. The lack of the need for a physical workspace has a strong negative impact on commercial real estate markets, however. Small local businesses can struggle to adapt to working more electronically as they have yet to build a business that they can attain and sustain such a model. And as well, remote work is more accessible to higher income professionals. This means that lower income jobs often require an in-person presence, creating a divide in the economic equality of work. For the impact on the environment, the reduced commuting necessary to remote work results in much lower carbon emissions and decreased air pollution. Less office energy consumption in regards to lighting, heating, and cooling, and it contributes to sustainability. Increased remote work results in less fuel consumption and reduced traffic congestion as fewer people are commuting. Remote work creates an increase in reliance on technology, which leads to higher energy consumption and more electronic waste. And some workers may use more energy at home than they would have otherwise used per person in an office space, which offsets the environmental gains of reduced office space use. To improve on these negatives, companies can promote the use of cloud computing services that use renewable energy. Better home office policies could be adopted that support sustainable practices, such as using recycled materials and reducing paper usage. And companies can offer proper disposal and recycling of outdated electronics. For impacts on human health, remote work allows for more personalized work environments, potentially reducing stress and improving mental health for workers. The extra time available to remote workers within their day can give them more time to exercise and practice healthier eating habits. And less time spent commuting for remote work means that workers are exposed less to harmful emissions and potential commuting related accidents. Unfortunately, remote work means a great increase of the time spent looking at screens and a lack of physical movement, which can lead to health issues such as eye strain, back pain, and poor posture. Remote work can lead to ambiguity within a worker's personal and professional life, leading to burnout and work-life imbalance. And the lack of social interaction can have great impacts on loneliness and mental health challenges. To improve on these negatives, companies can provide their workers with more ergonomic office chairs and desks. Workers can use blue eye filtering glasses to reduce sleep cycle disruption. With extra time in their day, remote workers can go for walks outdoors, workouts at home, or be provided with equipment by their company. And companies can set up regular virtual team meetings and other social team activities to reduce feelings of isolation. Remote work has had many positive impacts, but there are some ethical issues that come with it. These mostly relate to how employers handle this form of work for their employees. To specify, some companies choose to use remote work as an excuse to outsource jobs to lower wage regions. This can displace local employees. Remote workers can feel pressured to always be available for work, leading to stress and unhealthy work environment. Some companies expect workers to be available outside usual business hours, leading to ethical issues around unpaid labor. Additionally, without clear boundaries, workers may work longer hours without additional compensation, leading to burnout. Remote work increases cybersecurity risks. This is most prevalent when employees use personal devices or unsecured networks during their work. For strategies to encourage ethical practices, there are many to help counter these ethical issues. To reduce the blurring of work-life imbalances, companies can establish policies that ensure employees are not expected to work outside designated hours. In regards to job outsourcing, companies can implement ethical hiring policies. These policies should focus on balancing global hiring and retaining local hiring by setting quotas. Companies can implement results-oriented work culture. This can reduce the pressure to always be working for employees, as clear performance expectations removes the need for micromanaging employees. Although simple and obvious, it's important that companies track the hours of their workers as well as their remote workers, as well as establishing mandatory break time for them. This can prevent overworking and break up a day of work. Employers should provide company-issued devices with pre-installed security software that require remote access in order to ensure privacy and security for sensitive data for both the company and the employee. Remote work has opened numerous career opportunities for many workers around the world. It has had arguably one of the greatest impacts on the job market as a whole in modern society. As mentioned before, the accessibility, cost saving, and flexibility of remote work are the major factors in its impact, specifically in reference to opening up career opportunities. So remote work has created more careers in software development that specialize in virtual work platforms, cybersecurity, and cloud computing. Executive assistants, collaborative team managers, and HR coordinators have become more accessible careers as a result of remote work. More career opportunities in video editing, graphic design, and freelance writing have opened up due to online work. Businesses shifting to online operations have opened up careers for social media managers, SEO specialists, and other digital creators. And since the global pandemic and through remote work, careers in instructional media, remote tutoring, and online course development have opened up. And online shopping growth has increased demand for e-commerce managers, customer support specialists, and digital sales representatives. Here's a short summation of the post-secondary education requirements and expectations for these careers. So for software developers specializing in virtual work platforms, cybersecurity, and cloud computing, a bachelor's degree in computer science, information technology, or a related field is commonly required. For executive assistants, collaborative team managers, and HR coordinators, a high school diploma is typically required. A bachelor's degree in business administration or a related field is preferred. For video editors, graphic designers, and freelance writers, a bachelor's degree in graphic design, fine arts, communications, or related field is preferred. Strong portfolios and demonstrated skills can sometimes substitute for formal education. For social media managers, SEO specialists, and other digital creators, a bachelor's degree in marketing, communications, or related field can be good, and proven experience and a strong portfolio can also be significant. For instructional media developers, remote tutors, and online course developers, a bachelor's degree in education, instructional design, or related field is typically required. For e-commerce managers, customer support specialists, and digital sales representatives, a bachelor's degree in business, marketing, or related field is preferred, and relevant experience and demonstrated work skills can also be significant. So, in addition to career opportunities, here are some fields of study that are incorporated into remote work and how they are vital to remote work. So, cybersecurity. Cybersecurity protects sensitive company and employee data from cyber threats, ensuring safe and remote access to systems and information. Cloud computing and data science. These enable remote storage, access, and analysis of data from anywhere, supporting collaboration and informed decision making. User experience and UX design are essential to creating remote tools and platforms that are intuitive and efficient, improving productivity and reducing user frustration. Business and organizational psychology help manage remote team dynamics, motivation, and communication for a healthy and effective work environment. And telecommunications and networking. Specifically, video calls and company message threads provide the infrastructure for fast, reliable communication and data transfer essential for remote collaboration. Here are my final thoughts on remote work. Remote work has transformed from a niche alternative into a mainstream model that challenges how businesses operate and how people live and work. Remote work has opened doors for global collaboration, increased flexibility, and new career opportunities. And while it introduces challenges in ethics, equity, and mental health, its impact on the economy, environment, and workplace culture are undeniable. As technology and society continue to evolve, remote work cements itself as a reliable and effective medium of employment. Thanks for listening.